the noise ordinance on May 4th on St. Anthony Street and March 17th on Dolphin Street.
I'd move that we would deny the appeal for the noise ordinance for 251 St. Anthony on May 4th, 2019. We have residents from the Hunty Square community who are here, who are in opposition to this appeal. It's my hope to gather those residents with the leadership of this Mardi Gras Association so that some consensus can be made and all parties can be satisfied. Until then, I ask that we would deny the appeal on May 4th for 254 St. Anthony Street.
So move. Second. You're going to so move that? That's your making?
That's me making that motion.
Second.
It's been properly motion and second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of the denial?
Aye.
In opposition? Then that appeal is denied. Can you read the second one, please, Madam?
Yes, request for waiver of the noise ordinance on March 17th on Dolphin Street from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Properly motion and second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That appeal is granted.
Okay. Ordinance is held over. 88010, ordinance deeming vacant property on Durand Drive not now needed for public or municipal purpose and authorizing this to JPV BTS LLC.
Move date over till April 15th.
Second.
Properly motion and second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item is laid over.
CIP resolutions held over. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Rich, did you want to do your
If I could.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. If I'll ask the group to come down to the podium with Touch a Truck. Ladies.
Yeah, we might as well do mine too. Here's one. Here's one. Might be a crack mine too.
Just
Come on down.
Madam Clerk,
Come on
let's go
down.
ahead and do mine.
Thank you.
Craigmire, we hear Mr. Craigmire.
This is a wonderful group that's represented here today, and it's my pleasure to present a proclamation. I'm not going to read it because I know they have a PowerPoint to give to the council, and they were unable to do this last time to announce this project. But in speeding up our meeting because of the number of people here and some other conflicts that will come up in our time for our meeting, whoever is here to accept this, I would like to present this proclamation and declare the day of their Touch-A-Truck, which is Saturday, March 16th, a Touch-A-Truck Day in Mobile, and urge all citizens to support this wonderful effort. And this is an effort that basically allows children to come and see all vehicles and all disciplines, either public or private. It's on Hank Aaron Stadium grounds, and it's raising funds for the Pediatric Cancer Center that is at the Mitchell for research, and also Adoption Rocks. And those are two great groups, but this is really a children's event. It's most unique because it's meant for the children in our community for all their efforts and time. So I will give this to you, and if you have your presentation. Okay. Great.
We don't have a presentation, so to speak. We had some photos earlier, but we just wanted to thank you for all of your support. It would not happen. It had not started with the city of Mobile and your support trucks and your people and everything. So I encourage you to send out one little blast to your districts and invite them to join us this Saturday. It might be a little chilly, but it looks like we'll have decent weather. So please join us.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. It really means a lot.
They want a picture. Nice. We'll be sure to put that on our social media. Are you going to give your presentation?
Did one previously.
Okay.
And so,
Well, you didn't have the video, but
there were some great pictures. There's some slides, but we'll be happy to.
okay.
Give us an after
Well,
action
come
report.
back in.
Yep.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Thank you so very, very much.
We really appreciate it.
Okay. I'll be
No
out there
problem.
selling children's hard hats for you.
All right.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council, George Kraitmeyer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think some of you may remember me.
Yes, sir.
Spent about 10 years here with Mayor Mike Dow. Went to a couple of hundred meetings in this hallowed hall, and I'm happy to be back. Got a couple of quick things I'd like to talk to you about. A little story about Mayor Dow. I think James will appreciate this. When Mike Dow, when he was in the military, was a sergeant in the Army, 3 tours in Vietnam. Later came to be mayor of the city of Mobile. Well, as mayor, he loved to tell visitors that he was a sergeant, and he now had 2 Coast Guard captains and 2 Coast Guard commanders working for him. And I noticed that the Mayor Stimson has done the same thing. He's got 2 Coast Guard captains and 1 commander for him, and a Marine too. So the mayor's made some smart moves. I would like to just take a minute to introduce Captain William Sasser, the commanding officer of the Coast Guard Aviation Training Center here in Mobile. He's not only going to talk to you, but he's also going to listen for me, because one thing that's happened to me over the years is I've gone kind of deaf and I haven't heard much of what's been said so far. But
Thank you
Good
very
morning.
much. Thanks for having us here today. I'd just like to talk a little bit about Coast Aviation Training Center Mobile. We are so proud to be a part of Mobile, and it's a Coast Guard city, I'm sure you're aware. It's only the 3rd one selected. There's less than about 20 around the country, and I think we're going to celebrate our 17th anniversary as a Coast Guard city on July 4th this year. And that's not only just an agreement between the local city government and leadership and the U.S. Coast Guard, like our Commandant, but that also needs the advice and consent of Congress. So that's actually a pretty good deal. And if you read the language and how it comes to be, it's not just the presence of a Coast Guard city, but a substantial support from the local government, and you're a big part of that, and we thank you so very much for that continued support. And that support was never more evident than recent events that highlighted during the shutdown. You know, I was here before from 2003 to 2006 during Hurricane Katrina, and I saw how the community rallied around the devastation that was brought with that storm, and from here all the way over to New Orleans and all the way over to Houston with the follow-on storm. But we saw the same thing with our people here and the resilience they have, and the city leadership was fantastic in passing that support to us, and so were the people of Mobile following our leadership, and we couldn't be more proud to be part of this Coast Guard city. And just so you know, the Aviation Training Center, we have about 600 active duty members. We have another 12 to 1,300 family members. So we're about a population of 2,000 that live and work and go to your schools and participate in sports with your kids and sit beside you at church, and about $100 million a year payroll. We're proud to be that. But just on the Coast Guard side, what we do, even though we're a training center, we're also an operational air station. We have a 24/7 search and rescue and law enforcement alert, 144 Maritime Patrol aircraft. And what we also do is we train every Coast Guard aviator and aircrew around the country. So whenever you see a Coast Guard aviation success, ATC Mobile and the men and women of the city of Mobile are there as well. Every time we rescue a fisherman off the Georgia's banks off Massachusetts, ATC Mobile and Mobile is there. Every time we push our borders out 1,500 miles away to South America and we stop a laden submarine, for lack of a better word, with 6 or 8 tons of cocaine headed at our shores, ATC in the city of Mobile is there, and we're so proud of that. But also, we're also the guardians, if you will, of the maritime transportation system, which is a $4.3 trillion industry for the United States. If we don't do our job, your gas prices go up in Ohio and milk prices go up everywhere. So it's we matter, and the work we do matters in ways our folks already may never even realize. But we're there for them, and we're there for you, and we really appreciate your support.
Yes, sir. Thank
Have
you.
here.
Glad to have you here and appreciate all that you all do.
thanks a lot. There are 3 commands here in Mobile. He's the proud commanding officer of ATC in West Mobile, but down and on his base, we have the Gulf Strike Team. That's a national organization. You remember Deepwater Horizon, I know that I hear that. But Deepwater Horizon, Valdez, the shipping, oil that sank, people from Mobile were there fighting those hazardous options. The last thing I wanted to say is that I know the mayor's not here, but I do have something he's interested in. I've written a book, and I'm going to give the book to the mayor, or maybe I'll give it to the Marine. Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir, would you take that? Make sure you give it to the mayor. If you'd like to buy one or Gulf West, you guys can come down. And I guess my time is up,
Thank you
right?
for being here.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
We really appreciate you all taking time to come down, and I hope to get an opportunity to either read that copy or purchase one myself. Thank you.
I'll talk to Bess. Let Bess know. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
let Bess know and I'll get you
Yeah.
copies.
Sounds like a winner.
We'd love to host you out at the Aviation Training Center, show you our toys, get you some flight simulators.
We would
maybe
love to
host
do it.
families and stuff like that, and we have a great gala with good steaks on Thursday.
If we can.
And Eva Golson is here. Is that actually going to be a movie someday, you think? Filmed here in Mobile?
Well, yeah,
Yes, I
Yeah.
said she's with
Eva
you.
may be a
That's
vice
great.
admiral
That's
and
great.
under siege.
Liam Neeson's playing George.
All right. Madam
Thank
City
you very
Clerk.
much.
CIP resolutions held over. 21202, authorized contract with geotechnical engineering. Geotechnical engineer for 2019 Baltimore Street and drainage rehabilitation from Ann Street to I-10 Service Road. 21203, authorized contract with Speece and Associates Consulting Engineers for 2019 miscellaneous drainage repairs, Group A. 21205, authorized contract with Ica Construction Corporation for Tremere Park Challenge Course.
So moved.
Second?
Properly motion and second. Any discussion?
Yes,
Mr. Small?
Vice President, thank you. Yeah, on the CIP resolutions, 1-202, is a great project that's coming up in the District 3 area. One of my hearts is Baltimore Street, and this right here is going to be the groundbreaking to start revitalizing Baltimore Street. Baltimore Street has not been paved in over 50 years, and many of the residents are very excited about this upcoming project, because that's one street in Mobile that is, is not man-made. Speed bumps that you need is like natural speed bumps on Baltimore Street, but this is also a great project. And also 21-205 for Tremere Park. Tremere Park has been neglected for many years because of lack of funding. And this challenge course is a course which will be a playground equipment challenge for kids in the South DIP area. Tremere Park is the heart of South DIP, where it's the home of the BC Rain Raiders. And many times that you have kids out there practicing football and their little brothers and little sisters don't have anything to do because of the lack of playground equipment. So this is a great opportunity for the Oakdale community and South DIP with our CIP resolutions that we got before us today. And this is all coming from the 1 cent sales tax penny. And I do appreciate this council for extending this penny, but we have great things going on in our community just like this. Thank you.
Great job, Mr. Small. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Items passed.
Resolutions held over. 01207 through 214 are authorizing Tiger Grant non-reimbursable agreement for relocation of utility facility on public right-of-way with Unity Fiber, Spire Gulf, Inc., AT&T Alabama, Alabama Power Company, Comcast Cable, and authorized construction agreement with the Alabama Department of Transportation, authorizing preliminary engineering and construction supplemental agreement 1 with Alabama Department of Transportation, and authorizing grant agreement addendum number 1 with the Federal Highway Administration. 09215, adjust general fund performance contract detail to correct anomaly in adopted 2019 general fund budget. 09216, reallocate monies from District 5 discretionary account to Mobile Museum of Art for legislative lunch meeting. 13217, authorize change order number 1 with John Johnson Construction for Airway Park Drive at Schillinger Road, drainage improvements in the amount of $22,336.05. 21218, authorized contract with Kimley Horn and Associates for Government Street Congestion Management Project Engineering Design. 21219, authorized contract with Blue Arbor for personnel staffing services for Youth Empowered for Success Program. 21220, authorized performance contract with Marine Environmental Sciences Consortium, DBA, Dolphin Island Sea Lab. 21223, 221, authorized performance contract with the South Alabama Regional Planning Commission Area Agency on Aging. 61222, a resolution to approve settlement agreement and release of claims.
So move.
Second.
Probably motion and second. Any discussion? Yes, I'd like to say on the items relative to the Tiger Grant, and if I could, I'd like a statement to be on the record. Several neighbor associations in my district have voiced concern and apprehension with moving forward with the Tiger Grant as relates to about 60 trees that have been slated to be taken down, to be cut. They'll be here for an appeal on Tuesday, where we will hear them as a body and make a decision as it relates to their opposition. We have been assured as a council by Mayor William Stempson, by Chief of Staff and Finance Director Paul Wesch, and by our city engineer Nick Amberger, that these particular contracts have absolutely nothing to do with any cutting down of trees, with any displacement or replacement of trees. They've assured us that on several occasions. Is that accurate, Mr. West?
That is accurate, Mr. Vice President.
I want that affirmation to be put in the record as well, so that citizens will know that we'll be moving forward with these items simply because it takes so long to get various signatures from a state and federal level, and we don't want to slow down the Tiger Grant process, particularly if it has nothing to do cutting down of any trees. That's the only reason I'll support moving forward with these items today. I want that on the record so that citizens will know that we have received the ironclad assurance of Mayor Stempson, Chief of Staff Wesch, and City Engineer Nick Amberger. Any further discussion?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Thank you very much. And all of that is in the record, but I would also like to add to the record, knowing that we will hear an appeal on Tuesday, the 19th, I think they'll have that, that's the correct date, it would still allow this council, I'm not privy to what they're going to suggest in their appeal, or I know that they met with the mayor. We've gotten some indication from the mayor's office and from some public statements coming from the administration that there were some changes that will have to go back to the tree commission because of working with this group. But if they do still proceed with their appeal, I wanted to make sure that if we approve this today, that we still had a recourse for those citizens. And so I would like the record to reflect, knowing that this public hearing is going to take place with the Government Street Collaborative, the same group that already met with the mayor. I don't believe there's any other appeals to those tree removals. So it's one group that's band together, but I just didn't want to be disingenuous with the group. If we proceeded with this, did we then therefore make their appeal moot? But it is not moot. We still have recourse to work along with them if they make some overtures and some suggestions that the council, I don't know how we'll vote. I just wanted that to be very, very clear for the record.
Thank you. Thank you. Some discussion concluded. Let's vote. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Items passed 5-0.
Consent resolutions being introduced 03224 through 6240.
Move to waive the rules in order to vote today.
Second. Properly motion and second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Yes, ma'am.
03224, 246, 247 are confirming the mayor's appointment of Carlos Gant to the Mobile Housing Board, appointing Meg Gordon to the Mobile City County Youth Council, and appointing Abby Davis to the Architectural Review Board. 08225 approved purchase orders for requisitions over $7,500. 08226 approved item-based bids. 37227, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a retail beer table wine off-premises only license for INF Petroleum on Halls Mill Road. 37248, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a special retail more than 30 days license for Ball Corpse Beverage on Bowling Brothers Boulevard. 228, 229, and 230 are declaring structures public nuisances and ordering them demolished. I'm sorry, 4232, 4235 are also declaring structures and ordering them demolished. 58237, add SS&S Lawn Care to the list of private contractors to abate properties declared public nuisances. 62, I skipped those, and we'll come back to those so he can lay them over.
Do we have?
Do we have the public hearings on this one? Anybody in the audience?
Oh, we haven't had the public hearing.
Why don't we go ahead and hold the public hearings on all of these as you call them out?
Oh, okay.
There might be
So,
somebody in the audience.
okay, so let's go back to
Public hearings.
let's not do these, and can we just go ahead, since we suspended the rules, we'll go ahead and read the remaining resolutions, and we'll vote on those, and then we'll go back and have the public hearing, and we'll call these out to vote on those.
If anybody's
Table
here
it.
to hear it, though, I think that we ought to let them speak first.
Right, but
We
we're
do
not,
have somebody first before we vote.
no, we're not gonna vote on these, we're just gonna vote on the other resolutions, the remaining
Oh, the other
resolutions, then we'll
consent.
go back and we'll call out the
Gotcha.
public hearings. Okay,
Gotcha.
okay, so, we'll start, 58237, add SS&S Lawn Care to the list of private contractors to abate properties declared public nuisances. 6238, approve stipend for Assistant Chief Clay Godwin to attend the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia. 6239, accept donation from the Mobile Law Enforcement Foundation for purchase of 8 bicycles for the Mobile Police Department. 6240, determine the City of Mobile's welcome reception during the Alabama League of Municipalities Convention for public purpose and approve payment of all expenses.
So,
Moved. And
Okay.
second.
Properly motion and second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Items passed.
Okay, public hearings. Today is a public hearing to determine if the structures at 909 Minor Street, 1260, also known as 1212 Michigan Avenue, 4862 Clemson Drive, 905 Baltimore Street, 1073 Cottrell Street, 957 Gorgas Street, 959 Gorgas Street, 1901 Riverside Drive, and 760 Marine Street are public nuisances and ordering them demolished.
Is there anyone here that would like to speak in a public hearing relative to these properties? Yes, ma'am. Come on down.
And Mr. Chairman, before we continue on with this, we might want to alert anyone in the audience about some of these properties that we know we are holding over or tabling. It might,
Right. We know-
Still the public hearing.
Right, but, you know, they still have. the
oh, I
ability-
understand, but it might relieve some.
We'll be holding over, I know, the property at 957 Gorgas, 959 Gorgas, 905 Baltimore, 905 Baltimore, and 760 Marine Street. Those 4 properties will be held over.
Marine, we were
And-
tabling.
One we're
Well,
tabling.
Marine rather will be tabled because it's involved in a bankruptcy, and we're not able to move forward with anything on it
Which
at this junction. So those 4 properties will either be held over or tabled. So if you're here to speak on any of those, while you have the ability to speak, we will not be taking any action as it relates to demolition today. Yes, sir,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm here with Warren Delroy Scott. He's the owner at 1258, 1260 Michigan Avenue. And we did get a letter to clean up the debris, and the city had been on us to take the roof off of the building on 1260 because it was had fallen in. So when we got this long letter in February, we hired someone to come and tear down the roof and clean all the debris out, you know, and it was spick and span. But we had the inspectors come by. We called them and asked them to come by, and they said we had to tear the walls down too. So now we're past time, but we're trying to arrange to get the walls torn down. Mr. Scott is speech impaired and on disability. He has several disabilities, and he lives on a limited income, so it was not easy to hire somebody to tear that first part down. But right now it's clean, and of course he always keeps the trash and stuff picked up and the grass cut at 1258. And so it's just a matter of now trying to find somebody that can take those walls down.
Mr. Diefenbach,
So
you have anything you like?
And we did get a permit to demolish the walls. We only got it yesterday, you know, but we did get a permit.
Yes, ma'am. We're not going to tear it down right away.
No.
Yeah.
I will tell you that what our action is to order it demolished, and I think you agree that it needs to be demolished at this point.
Right.
And you're in agreement to do that. Mr. Dobbin will work with you. He's at the very top of the room, and he will work with you on a time and what is necessary to keep the city appraised of what's going on that property.
So,
Okay.
do you all, you put a roof on the house?
No, took it off.
Took
You
it
took
off.
the roof off.
Just walls.
So you, at
They
this
were
point,
commercial, it's a commercial, was a commercial building.
okay. Well, what this action will do is exactly what Mr. Williams said. It will order it demolished, but you can work with Mr. Diefenbach on the timeline. He's right there at the head of
Right.
the
And it
stairs.
is only 1260 Michigan because there's two lots. And at 1258 is a large warehouse in fine condition where he has a home. So there's nothing wrong with it. It shouldn't have even been included in that,
Okay.
in
Well,
our opinion.
If you could work with Mr. Diefenbach relative to the timeline.
Okay.
He's great to work with, and I'm sure you'll find a reasonable solution. Work with Mr. Diefenbach at the top of the stairs there.
Okay.
Yes,
Did you want to say anything?
It's good, Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
In 60 years, Michigan back up. Probably the only one back in this area back over here. But it's going to be new worlds in between Airbus people right here. I'm for sale on this piece of land back up Mobile City back over there. I like to clean up, keep the weed, paper, other people out of the hole, and back up there. If y'all just let me know anyway, I would be Mobile, and Paula appoint me.
Yes, sir.
We'd appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
For your time.
Thank you.
Anyone else that would like to speak in one of these particular houses that have been mentioned in this public hearing? Yes, ma'am. If you could give us your name and your address.
Yes, sir. My name is Mark W. Richardson Broom. And, I'm short. And I used to live on 1901 Riverside Drive. And my house got caught on fire because this guy in the neighborhood, I would not accept the fact that he wanted to be a sheep. And I told him I was a Christian, and I did not accept it.
Wait, say what now?
He got upset because I wouldn't accept him as a female. He was a male. His mother introduced him to me as a male, and he wanted to be a female.
All right.
And I refused to acknowledge him as a female.
Okay.
I'm a Christian. I'm not a heathen. And so he messed with a lamp. He picks locks and goes in my house, and he messed with a lamp, and my fryer would not work like fire, and my son told me to go in and flip the switch. Well, when I went in my house and flipped the switch, something popped, and I thought somebody was in my house, so I flipped it again to make sure, and then I was going to go and say who it was. Well, when I came out of the room where my switch box was, over where the pot was and where my lamp was, where he probably turned it on because he was in the house that night, it was burning.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, really burning. So I had to go over some clothes because he had knocked a bunch of my clothes and shoes and stuff down, but I went over them because, I mean, it didn't take long. So I went in and I went out and I got my phone, went and turned the electricity off outside, let the switches off, and called the fire department, and they asked me what happened, and I told them where I was and all, and to hurry, please. And they came out, and my house was burned, and I was in shock because I lived there 43 to 44 years. I moved there in 1972. And
What do you want us to do, ma'am?
Right.
Sir?
What do you want us to do with the house?
I have sold it. There's a person supposed to be here today named John.
Uh-huh.
And he's supposed to be here. I don't know if he is or not. But he has offered to buy the house.
Yes, ma'am.
And I said, okay. Because I'm 75 years old. I'll soon be 76 in September. And I'm not able to do it. I live on a fixed income. And I have tried to keep up with this. I've tried to clean it off. My son's supposed to be cleaning it and keeping the place over till I could, find somebody that.
Right.
And I got along with my neighbors, except for the ones from Orange Grove. And they wanted to do things other than what was right.
Right.
And so...
Well, Ms. Brisbane,
Sir?
if you could get with Mr. Doffenbach, he'll be able to help you. What we're going to do here today is necessary because of the condition of the house.
Yeah.
If you have a buyer, then they can contact Mr. Doffenbach, and they'll be able to mitigate and mediate all that,
Okay.
those circumstances. Just get with him, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Anyone else that would like to speak relative to any of these properties? If not, public hearings are closed.
Mr. Chairman, just to follow up, this is a vacant burned house, and
Yes, sir.
and yes, I understand there's a pending sale, but it has not occurred, it's not finalized yet, and we will be happy to work with the new owner if they would like to repair it. We'll get a construction action agreement and have them get a building permit, and we can work with them. But regretfully, the condition of the house is just burned open, and there's a lot of debris in the yard that
We're gonna
does
move
need to be
forward.
cleaned up.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Public hearings are closed.
Since we suspended the rules for consideration, then we'll read out 40, 228, 229, 230, 232, 235, and those are declaring those properties public nuisances and ordering them demolished.
Want to lay over for 2 weeks?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Those aren't the ones.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right,
So it's-
so moved.
Second?
But his motion was to move the labor 2 weeks.
No, not on these.
He
These are the
withdrew
ones,
that.
these are not the ones we pulled out.
We're doing the ones that we're voting on, then the ones that are gonna be laid over and
Yeah, the
tabled
ones-
So
separately.
we need a motion.
So move.
Right.
Yeah, second?
Properly motion and second. Any discussion? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 40, 231, it's 905 Baltimore Street, 4233, and 234, 957, and 959 Gorgas Street, declaring those properties public nuisances and ordering them demolished.
Yeah, move to lay over for 2 weeks.
Second?
Properly motion and second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Approved 0.
40, 236, declaring a structure at 760 Marine Street a public nuisance and order it demolished.
That's
Yeah.
the table.
Yeah, move the table.
Second?
Properly motion and second to table. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item is tabled.
Okay. Resolutions being introduced for the first time, 21-241 through 61-244.
Several resolutions will be labored for 1 week by council rule.
Call for public hearings, 41-245. Call for public hearing to rezone property at 3801 Moffett Road, west side of Moffett Road, at the west terminus of Stimson Lane, from R1, B2, and B3 to B3, scheduled April 9th.
So moved.
Second.
Properly motion and second, any discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Public hearing is called.
So we've done everything. Announcements.
Mrs. Gregory?
No, it's fine.
Mrs. Rich?
No, thank you.
Mr. Williams?
I'd just like Ms. Gregory and Ms. Rich to tell Ms. Bush I said hello.
Mr. Small?
No announcement.
None from me. Mayor Stimson?
Yes, I have a proclamation. Wayne Dean, if you would approach the lectern, the podium. We have a proclamation this morning, and Wayne, and you can obviously bring your associates with you.
Laura Lucky and Stephanie Fowler.
One of my great district
United Cerebral Palsy. We were supposed to be here early.
Right, that's okay. Okay.
If you'd
Go
have
ahead.
called my
Better,
alter ego, he would have been here early.
better late than never. All right, our proclamation for the United Cerebral Palsy reads, whereas United Cerebral Palsy of Mobile in central Alabama is one of the oldest and most respected charities, and whereas it was founded in 1947 by the Junior League, it has grown from a small local clinic to a large organization that provides services to over 700 families each month in 32 counties throughout central and south Alabama. And whereas the primary mission of UCP of Mobile in central Alabama is to promote interdependence and productivity and full citizenship of people with cerebral palsy and other disabilities. And whereas the month of March is designated as National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month and March 25th designated as National Cerebral Palsy Day, I therefore now, William S. Stimson, Mayor of the City of Mobile, do hereby recognize and proclaim with sincerest admiration and appreciation for United Cerebral Palsy of Mobile. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, Mr. Mayor, thank you. United Cerebral Palsy, as the proclamation said, is a wonderful organization. We don't deal just with, and commissioners know this, the councilman, we don't deal just with United Cerebral Palsy, but a number of disabilities. And I think we have like 32 different disabilities that we work with, and everything from adult care to actually a preschool and home health. More or less, you do early intervention when you have a child that has a disability. A newborn anyway, you got problems because you've never done that. But if you have one with disability, we have people that are trained to go out in the homes and start working with these families. So any recognition that we get, we deeply appreciate it. And anyone that's, wants to come and visit us, we're at 3058, our main office, 3058 Dolphin Square. Be glad to give you a tour, tell you everything we do, and get you caught up to speed.
Go ahead. Thank you. And Mr. Dean, if I'm not mistaken, the United Cerebral Palsy will be hosting its first ever Mobtown Mac and Cheese Fest on April 6th in Cathedral Square.
That's correct, Councilman. And Councilman Manz will be one of our judges.
And it's right up my alley because I love macaroni and cheese.
Everybody loves mac and cheese, so we're looking forward to it.
He's a preacher. He needs some chicken to go along with it. So
well, some of the gourmet mac and cheese may have chicken, Councilman. You don't know. We got barbecue people that are participating, and I've seen some killer Cajun mac and cheeses. We don't know what we got down there this year, but we hope to grow it and become, one of our major events.
I believe it will.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's just going to take time, as you know.
Thank you.
And it's time for coffee, Councilman.
So I'm all for it. Yes, sir.
Thanks.
All right. Hearing no business before the Mobile City Council and lacking a quorum, Do I?
Can't have a motion, I don't guess.
Right.
We just have to leave.
Well, we'll just slip away. Thank you all.